Alright, Sonic Racing Crossroads looks to get better and better every time some news drops regarding the game, which is definitely good for us as the people that are keeping this game alive. With the recent news, of course, we got some new characters that were released during the PlayStation State of Play, which was in all Japanese, but I thought was pretty interesting of a move for them to do. But I just wanted to really talk about the recent news for Sonic Racing Crossworlds that we just got, but also some concerns that I have just with how they're handling the characters, specifically the characters from Sega. So with the State of Play, we of course got announced Knights, II, Whisper, and Tangle. So with these four characters, of course, I know Knights was leaked before the game was released, I think on a physical copy of the game. I kind of suspected was going to be in the game just based off he was in the previous two, besides of course Team Sonic Racing. And Tangle and Whisper were a complete surprise. I wasn't expecting them to show up. I know there were some people on Twitter that thought they would be, but I just didn't think that, of course, some comic book characters would be in the game. So it's pretty interesting just to see that this is where they're going regarding the characters. Now, my issue that I'm having with, of course, the characters is the voices. I completely understand when it comes to characters like SpongeBob, Patrick, the characters from Nickelodeon. I completely understand that, of course, it might just cost a little bit too much, and also having all those voice actors say stuff, and also especially if they were going to have a rival interactions, it was just going to be a lot. I completely understand that. But for characters that are owned by Sega, I kind of feel like we should, of course, get a voice. Even if it's not going to be any rival interactions, we should still get a voice, especially for Ichiban and especially for Knights. Knights had, of course, Knights into Dreams and Knights Journey of Dreams on the Wii. I know it was about 20 years ago, almost 20 years. Jeez. But they used the voice clips from Knights Journey of Dreams on the Team Sonic Racing, I believe. Not Team Sonic Racing. Sonic Racing Transform. So I'm a little bit confused on why Knights doesn't have a voice of all the characters. For Tangle and Whisper, I kind of feel like they could have just grabbed one of the characters that are already voicing a Sonic character and just have him do some voice lines. Kind of weird that Hatsune Miku is the only one that has a voice. I know for her she's really just singing and making noises, but I think it's just a little bit weird that these characters do not have voices. And it's just a little bit jarring that, of course, they're in here. They don't really feel like they're actual characters because they don't have the voices. I know for some people might not care about that, which of course is completely fine. But I definitely think that we should have at least gotten a couple of characters with voices, especially Tangle and Whisper. They're already Sonic characters. Like, you could have, of course, just grabbed two voice actresses who are already voicing some characters in Sonic and just, change the voice. And I know I'm probably sounding like I'm just complaining a lot, but I just really like having these characters having their own voices, and really just feeling like they're part of that game. I know they're, of course, there, but having the voices just feels different. But outside of that, I wanted to just also look at who could be showing up. I know there's about 6 different characters that they haven't revealed yet that are from Sega. From what we are seeing with how Sega is acting, I can assume that Beat from Jet Set Radio is probably going to be one of them. I am assuming as well that we could get BD Joe. I am choosing those two first because I know that we are also receiving, or we're getting a Jet Set Radio and a Crazy Taxi game in the future. So I'm assuming that we would get those two. I'm thinking maybe a Virtua Fighter character, maybe Jackie Bryan. He's a race car driver, but also a Virtua Fighter 6 is on the way. Maybe he's accompanied by Akira, but I'm also thinking that we might see Axel Stone from Streets of Rage, since there is going to be a new Streets of Rage game coming out soon as well. But I could also see us getting Joe Musashi from Shinobi. I think that's also. And then for the sixth and final character, I kind of just want them to go out of left field and possibly get like Bayonetta or Sakura from Sakura Wars. Just something that's gonna become, or just something out of left field. Something that a lot of people are just not going to expect. I think that's going to keep everything pretty interesting. But or you get Segata Sanshiro. That was a pretty interesting choice in Project X Zone 2. I don't know if anybody's played that. But those are just some of the characters I do believe will be in the game, but also I just want in the game. But let me know what y'all think. Who do you think is going to be in the game? How do you guys feel about the characters from Sega not having voice actors? Do you care, or is it just me that is just over complaining? Let me know what y'all think.